All right, it felt like our agenda today was overrun by the angst in the football community toward the quality of umpiring. There were lightning rod moments throughout the rounds. Dissent is proving that week in, week out. The dangerous tackle, and then the overwhelming number of free kicks that were paid in Launceston yesterday.
I think you're losing the fans with this.
Yeah.
And that's a dangerous place to be.
Dangerous tackle! Essendon free kick, dangerous tackle.
It's a hard game to adjudicate. There's no question, you know. Big packs around, players around in packs, so it's tough.
Tiger fans have had a look at the big screen and they are voicing their displeasure. Like Dylan's had a look at the big screen and realised it was a pretty good tackle.
It's a dangerous tackle. Dangerous tackle, okay? Dangerous tackle. Stand now.
This was a dangerous tackle called up.
Oh.
Yours.
No.
Run too far.
50 metres, umpire dissent.
And a dissent
50.
call.
I mean, we really have no idea what a 50-metre penalty is with dissent. We really are lost with basic umpiring decisions now.
Nothing wrong with that. To me, that's just your normal momentum going through. I understand we try to protect the player as much as we can. We need to do that.
Game changing. Sort of the Grimes tackle in the first half. My God.
If you're the MRO and you're looking at that incident?
No, this is a contact sport.
Yep.
Please, that was a perfect tackle.
That wouldn't be a free kick in Oz kick.
Free kick, prohibited contact.
We gave away too many free kicks, which resulted in scores to the opposition. They kicked 9 goals from free kicks, which is too many. And that's the reason why they won the game.
There are so many free kicks being paid in this game.
It was a whistle fest today, and you just can't have that. It's just unenjoyable to watch. Let the players sort the game out.
It is a whistle-blowing frenzy here today. The Peas have never been so worn in a game. I'm not sure how many frees were paid today, but it's way above the average of 44.
I think we need a philosophical chat about how we umpire. I think there's too much now on black and white. Everything has to be ticked and box. That's technically there. And umpire, but the way that I reckon it used to be a bit more on feel and a bit more common sense and a bit more of the game sense style rather than everything having to be black and white and paying every single ticky touch with free kick because the fans aren't enjoying it.
Well, it has to come from Brad Scott and Dan Richardson, and it has to come from those guys. We've gone too far. Let's pull it back and tell us. We're pretty forgiving. We want our game back.
So how much of this, in your opinion, is the usual weekly carping around umpires and how much is an issue that is revealing itself, that has been there progressively through this season?
The dangerous aspect of the game has been growing this year. I think the Sunday game was an outlier. I really do. And we have it every year. This is the
overall. We're up 6 free kicks per game on last year.
Up 6?
Yeah, we're at 44.2.
I think that's a lot. I think that's a lot.
And it's the most per game since 1999.
No, well, that's why it seems like a lot. So, what I'm really concerned about, Gerard, and this sport that we commentate on and we played, and kids out there and people who follow this game, we've got such a great sport because it's a combative sport. And not everyone can play it, Gerard, because you've got to have conviction, you've got to have courage, you've got to be brave. And you've got to lay tackles and you've got to take the tackle. So you've got to stand there and get thrown to the ground. That's part of the bravery of playing this sport. And what I think's happening is that the powers that be at the AFL started with the dissent rule. What we're going to do is we don't like you talking badly to the umpires. OK, no worries. But arms out is 50, goes down in the history of the game as one of the worst comments ever made. So from there we go to this, righto, dangerous tackle. No, you can't try and hurt them. Hang on. Footy is a combative sport.
Yes, yep.
You've got to survive mentally and physically. And what I saw on the weekend, I thought umpires are going, no, don't hurt them. No, that part of the game is hurting, whether you like it or not. Stop the woke world infiltrating this really combative and popular game. And I just saw on the weekend, and this is why I led my column with it this morning, Gerard, I saw on the weekend the wokeness of the world has taken our game too far, and I don't know whether fans are staying away because of this. I don't know. There's reasons why, and we can explore every single one of them. So I'm not concerned about 60 in a game. There was instances where I thought, you're kidding. I mean, what was worse, you reckon? I'll ask you.
Yeah.
The Lockie Neal hit or the Tom Mitchell shove?
Right. So I went through all 63 of them. Because you can't just go, it's like Bart Cummings. You can't go, well, how many is the right number of flies?
So I watched...
Instinctively, 63
the Warriors play. I watched the Warriors play today, and you watched every tackle.
Every free kick from yesterday.
Right, what was your conclusion?
There are 28 that without question are free kicks.
Yep.
Instantly, first look, free kicks.
28?
28.
Okay. Less than half.
There are so these are the three that drive people mad and they become emblematic of a bigger issue.
Yep.
So all of these we don't want.
No, we don't.
Paid. These aren't the moments that are worthy.
This is the worst free kick in the history of the game.
Okay. Yep.
And he kicks the goal.
And it sits well in these three.
Have a look.
So if you get yourself into a phase where you're just blowing the whistle for everything, so none of those. So they drive people mad. I get that.
But him in the net then, he should have done it.
So 28 without question, yes. I think there are 13 that are straight out no.
13 wrong.
Too many. Which would bring you back from 63 to 50 you could strike. And the rest, the other 22 are to be quibbled over.
But our game is a quibbling sport.
It is. It's a quibbling sport. And this was a day where there was just an over-eagerness, I think, to blow the whistle. There's a couple of interesting aspects to this. One umpire was an ex-player, Lee Fisher. The other is the ex-VFL player who's coming through the system, Rebashini, and Jacob Mollison, who's nearly a 300-game umpire. So the case is being forcefully made today. We need ex-players to do it. Well, these are the two ex-players in the system, and they were two of the three in this particular game. So
it was just too technical. This game was just too technical.
And so
that's all.
It didn't actually ruin the game because the game still thrived. It was just irritating.
It was irritating. Do you believe me about, to go to my point, which I wrote about today, I've just spoken about then. It's such a popular sport because the cowards, the people aren't as brave as the players. They look at what we see on the weekend, Gerard, and have done for 150 years and go, oh. Now, I argued last week that Tom Lynch should have gone for using the elbow. That is a separate argument to what I saw on the weekend. They were legitimate tackles that the umpires, because of a directive from the AFL...
or were they just errors?
No, it's too... It was too...
I understand how that one got paid. It's wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong.
But in the moment that it happened, he lifted him and tipped him and he go, second action.
But it looked awkward. And the umpire guessed. It looks awkward. Oh, hang on, he's got him on toes. Oh, hang on, they've gone on the goal. That's not a dangerous tackle.
No, it's not.
So we've got to protect...
That's the only one I can understand the whistle blowing for it.
Yeah, I can't understand. Oh, what's that? That's just a tackle, mate. What my concern is... And I said to myself driving in, don't get angry, don't get into it. But once you're going, we're going. Don't kill the golden goose, which is contact AFL, Australian rules. It's not AFL, it is Australian rules that has been played for 150 years. And again, part of it, Gerard, demands bravery, fierceness, competitiveness. And if we can keep taking that out, so why wasn't that... appealing, why wasn't that dissent?
Leave dissent out of it.
Leave dissent out of it. So we have got to protect the animalistic right to play this game. And if you're not tough enough, don't play. Don't play. But AFL, don't take away these aspects that players need to have. They have to have these qualities, Gerard, to play the game. If everyone was tough and fearsome, we'd all play it to the highest level. But you can't, because everyone falls short. Talent, heart, bravery. Now, we are now saying, don't hurt them. Don't hurt them. That's a bit dangerous. Yeah. Come on, our game is great.
Yeah, but they're just all errors.
They can't be, no, that's too many.
No, those
too many.
4 are just straight up errors.
No, it can't be. We've never had 4 errors for dangerous tackles. No, the AFL, Brad Scott should come out tomorrow. And the Herald Sun went after the AFL today.
And we asked him to come on. They should just tell us, they should settle our debate. Those 4 errors, you think it's policy?
Well, I think it's a groundswell of this new caring, wonderful world that we all live in. This is fine. But it's infiltrating this sport. don't put your hands out to the umpires. Or don't throw him into the ground too much. That might hurt him. We've got to protect what we all love, Gerard. We must. And if we don't protect it, right? You were on radio today. I have been bombarded with emails and messages.
Yeah. Today was a bombarding.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to think. I'm trying to be rational. Was it one of those weekends where the world just goes, we hate umpiring? Or is there greater concern? And because of the bombarding, Gerard, I think it's incumbent on the AFL to actually sit down and go, hey, have we got a problem here? Now, we may not have a problem, but it's incumbent to say, hang on, our constituents, they're not going to games. COVID, ticketing, what else? Prices, the game.
Car parks, public transport.
There's so many aspects, but the AFL, I don't think, can bury their head today on a Monday after the weekend we just had and say, no, we're not making any comment on this. Help us. Help all the fans. There's
help
millions.
Me. Help you.
Help me. Who said that?
That's Jerry Maguire.
Jerry, help. That's good on you. But you understand, there's millions of fans who love this game,
I don't think,
who are confused.
So I agree with the sentiment. Today, it would be good to answer some questions.
That's all.
But I don't think you'll ever placate people.
No, I know that.
So there's an underlying rage toward umpiring which was fully vented today, which is an unfortunate part of the sport, I think. The umpiring ranks they're thinned at the moment through injury and through COVID interruptions, like a few teams. I think you could probably make a bit of a comparison around West Coast. Our best decision makers are watching at the moment for various reasons, and I don't think the depth is entirely there. But yeah, what's the one-off occurrence? And what's the trend of where we're getting ourselves?
Which decision? Which decision annoyed you the most?
I think the Lockie Neal one was you're the next
I hit you harder here.
You do, that is
than
true.
what Lockie Neal did.
That is true. Let's not be intervening at this moment.